Another big story off the field is concussions, and right
Huge.
now, all right, I'm going to try this again. Rianne Squirrel.
Amazingly done.
Okay, how's that?
Sounds
and
great.
Gus Farrat is with us here to talk a little bit about My Brain 365. Rianne's got her book too, Life with My Concussion. So how did you guys pair up for this stuff about concussions, which obviously is just so big right now?
Well, we're part of Lee Steinberg's Super Bowl Brain Health Summit, and we're going to be on that committee together, along with a bunch of other people that are way smarter than me. But, the reason I'm on it is we developed an app. It's called Roberto. My Brain 365 is one of our programs under that app. Is we want you to monitor your brain every day and make sure it's okay. So there's never been a self-assessment tool that you could use. And so we wanted to create something, and that's what we did with the Roberto app. We're named after the great Roberto Clemente. We're partners with his family, and so it's a wonderful tool that everybody should be on.
Now, Gus, you obviously played football, where the concussion's a big story, but you played soccer, and some people don't, recognize that that's an issue as well in your sport, and you went so far to write a book about it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something we don't really think about it until you get it and until it's not recovering. And so I think it's a great thing to be giving more some awareness to it and create that awareness so people know what to do when they have it and also how to treat it properly.
Now, is this something, there was the Flyers player, Chris Pronger, who had the concussion really bad to where he couldn't be in this mall because of the lights and everything. I mean, is this something that you still kind of deal with day to day?
I've gotten better, but it's been 9-10 years I wasn't. And so,
wow.
Yeah, it's been a long part of recovery. I totally, when you say can't be in a mall, I couldn't be out of my house sometimes. There would be months or days I just had to be laying in my bed with the windows, the door, like everything closed. So I struggled just with my motor system, and so
Is that something day to day still that you have? Or
no, sorry, I didn't answer that. No, it's not day to day. I still struggle a little bit with my motor functions, but not as much. I'm pretty much in a full good of recovery.
Now, this is something that occurred just playing the game of soccer.
Yeah, it really was. It was, but I kept going though, so I didn't treat it right, and I didn't know where to go, and that's the part where I think it's so great that. Knowing where to go, and then also having tools that the Roberto app, how to keep your brain fit, and knowing beforehand things can help anyone.
Now, how long have you been doing this, Gus?
I've been doing it about a year and a half, and I was coaching at Central.
Was this something that you had problems with too?
No, I've had them,
yeah.
But I never had long reoccurring issues like Rihanna has had, but I have lots of friends who've had problems, and we've seen guys in the settlement. We monitor over 700 former NFL players in the concussion settlement with our larger version. But it's just a way that, there's never been a time that you went in and saw your physician, right, and walked in and he said, hey, how's your brain doing? Never had a physical when you were healthy, and they said that. And if they did, you said, I'm doing okay, and that's about it. So we created a tool that you can really take that data. It's real objective data because it's you, right? And we want to monitor you from you, and over time, just keeping track of your brain. So there's been no tool out there until we really came up with this technology.
Gus, curious for your thoughts on where the NFL has come to since you were a player. Obviously now they got this concussion protocol. I know as a player the instinct is to get back on the field. What's your thoughts on how this protocol has been enacted, and how much more do they need to do to maybe protect the players from themselves?
Well, it's a very touchy situation. It really is. And I think that when the NFL first started getting into the concussion talks, they kind of backed themselves into a corner. And really, we want to look at it as a proactive tool, let everybody understand their brains, give everybody brain checkups all the time, right? We're always checking different things in the NFL with our bodies, right? Because we think it's just all physical. But most of the things that are happening start with your brain. And really, they haven't started that way. And so I think a lot of things that are happening are good. We don't understand probably anything about the brain nearly as much as we should. And so we'd love to have everybody understand their brains a little bit more because it's a vital part of it. And for the NFL, right, they're the bad guy in all this, right? And so what we're doing with the NFL, the Super Bowl Summit, is we're talking about women and concussions, all right? So concussions don't care how old you are. They don't care if you're what gender you are, what race you are, right? So if you fall and hit your head in the ice out here in Minnesota and you get a concussion, wouldn't you love to know where you were before that, right?
Absolutely.
How many people can actually go to a doctor, get a full-blown examination, and get your brain profile? Nobody can do that, so that's what we want to give everybody all across the world.
The app, you can download the Roberto app now, and the Super Bowl 52 special code, Gus 2018. That is Gus Frerotte, of course. So you play for the Vikings and the Redskins, so you know, being in Minnesota, how cool this is. But your time in Washington, you were playing in Philadelphia multiple times. The fans of Philly are getting a bad rap, aren't they?
Yeah, I always told my family, I said, look, you go to Philly, just wear gray. Don't wear our colors, just wear gray, and everything will be good. You'll have a good time. I remember when I was here with the Vikings, we went to Philly for a playoff game. Dante was quarterback, and we had Moss and all. I think it was 04. And so then we're there, and Dante's mom, my family sitting up there, and they're all in their gray, right? Just gray is like just nobody was going to complain about gray. His mom's sitting there, and she got his Culpepper jersey on, and they just started peppering her with all kind of. The security had to come get her out of there and everything. But that's Philly, you know. You got to know where you're going.
It's fun.
It's fun. I mean, not every stadium gets to have a jail in it.
So you got Brady on one side against Foles on the other. You got to be more Foles. I mean, he's got he's closer to what you had to go through. You know, kind of working your way through to finally get this opportunity.
Yeah, I'm a big Foles guy.
Opportunity, you took it.
Well, that's what it is. You know, Foles has been around. Right, he's got to play a lot in the league, and he's been a backup, he's been a starter, and so all the experience, and he's got a coach that believes in him because Doug Peterson's been the same thing, right? So Doug knows how to coach these guys, knows how to handle a backup, and my real guy in Philly is Chris Long. So love Chris, he's just a tremendous guy, and
what a great addition.
If there's somebody you can emulate, it would be Chris Long because of the things he does and tries to help people all over the world.
Gus Frerotte, My Brain 365. Check out that Roberto app. And Rihanna Squirrel.
Mm-hmm. You did it.
My close.
Wow, that's good for a guy from West Virginia.
I'm not from there.
Oh, you just went there. Okay.
Her book is called Life with My Concussion, A Journey of Comeback.